Okay, cool. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.
Good news?
We're good. So we're here for inspection day, and we were just able to secure this place for my investor client. Definitely one of the first deals that I've done, and it's interesting how quickly you have to act in this Vancouver market. This listing came on the market, and within 10 minutes I had to reach out to the listing agent and secure a showing on the same day. And by the time we did a deal, within 12 hours, they already had 9 showings lined up. And it was pretty, it was a bit of a competition. But I'm really happy that I was able to secure this for my client. This is pretty much cash flow city, which is fantastic. We've lost on a couple bids, but make sure that you don't lose the motivation to continue to keep looking for these gems, because these gems will continually keep popping up, and the person who's going to win is the one who's more relentless when it comes to your work ethic and making sure that every day you're on top of your searches. Long day today. We have a subject removal today, but then we did an inspection yesterday. There's some things that aren't too kosher with my buyers, so that's another thing we gotta figure out today, and on top of a huge jammed day. Hopefully we can navigate through that and go pick up our bank draft and make sure the deal's closed. So we'll just have to wait and see. So we got a lot of stuff to get through today. A lot of stuff to get through. We have a quick sit down with Leo. Leo's a top 1% realtor in Vancouver at Engel Volkers. It's actually been helping me out a lot with just growing as a realtor, which is really nice of him. He's helping me. A lot of questions that I have, I'll direct to him, so I'll be able to get some insight from him as to what he did to be successful as a realtor, how it was for him in the first year, what kind of mindset he needed. And he was actually with another brokerage prior to Engel Volkers, but he very recently switched over for very similar reasons as myself, which was to just kind of be around really good realtors. So this all kind of revolves around the entire idea of just kind of surrounding yourself with the right people to ensure your own success. One of the main underlying themes that I've been trying to incorporate into my life is just making sure that I'm with and surrounding myself with the right people. Just so that the bar is higher, that the expectations for yourself are just kind of lifted to a higher level. The conversations that you're having with these specific people are also going to ensure that you drive a little harder to make sure that you reach your goals. Your goals are set higher. This current deal that we're navigating is important to me just because I'm working with a very close investor client, as well as it's really my first deal that I've kind of put together myself. So I'm now 4 weeks into being a real estate agent, so I'm quite proud of that, but we'll see how everything else goes. We probably went through at least 18 to 20 different viewings. And it was discouraging at times because it didn't seem like we'd ever find what my buyer was looking for, but then something popped up, and within 10 minutes I already spoke to the listing agent and we were able to secure a showing, and we submitted an offer and negotiated, all within 24 hours of the listing going up. So, I mean, if I had really any advice to anybody who doesn't have any sales experience and is recently become a realtor is relentlessness. You have to stay relentless when it comes to the deal. Make sure every single day you're moving that needle towards closing a deal. Because if you're not doing that, then you're staying stagnant. And momentum is a huge part of sales.
Okay, I'm gonna get a glass of water up here.
Cool, man. Thanks.
So my name is Wilk. I'm a realtor in Vancouver. I've been in real estate since 2005, 2006. While I was in BCIT, I was working in pre-sale. Jumped into resale, sort of started on my own in 2010, and just been plugging away in Vancouver ever since. Yeah.
Really, what I really want to know is what it was like for you for your first year.
Oh,
as a realtor.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you don't have to go into anything that kind of.
No, it's fine. Yeah. What, just you ask and I'll answer. That's fine.
So So what was it like for you in your first year as a realtor?
So my first year, I transitioned from pre-sale to resale.
Got it.
And it was tough. Like my first purchase took me, I think, 10 months to get someone into a property.
Wow.
So it's actually good because I learned that sometimes it just takes a lot longer, whereas a lot of people think it's just like printing money all the time. The first year, what I focused on was, this was like 10 years ago. So getting a website, because not everyone had them, now everyone has them. Getting the website up and running. I really targeted a few buildings and areas with mailers. I just sat there and hand wrote mailers all day long and mailed them out. And that actually got me off the ground. But I'm glad it happened the way it did because I now know that, like when someone says to me like, "Oh, Leo, we're so sorry it's taking forever," I go, "Look, my first place took me almost a year. I'm like, I'm invincible to time. Don't worry. If you take 10 years, I'm still here for you. Don't worry." So I find it was good overall.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What are, let's say, your top 5 things that you would have done differently, or you would advise someone like myself who's new to stay focused on?
Definitely number one is like focus on an area, like a niche or a building or a location.
Got it.
You kind of want to start to specialize in one area and use, like, you want to have knowledge on that area. So wherever you pick, you just want to be the master of that.
Got it.
Mailers, online marketing, whatever you got to do for it. Social media is important these days. Don't just think you're going to post listing and sales like a lot of realtors get into real estate and think, oh, I just got to post on Instagram and I'm going to be selling real estate all the time like these other guys. Half of them are fake anyways. Like a lot of these sales aren't even people selling. People go to open houses and they pretend it's their listing, whatever. Whatever. So social media is important. Yeah. Do it, but don't spend all day surfing Facebook and Instagram and just trying to you got to have a specific approach to what you're going to do.
Got it.
And you definitely, this has been something that's been true for everyone. We'll say leverage your network. Family, friends, you're coming from a good network, that's what you really have to go after. And if you do that, you don't want to be that annoying guy messaging your family and friends about real estate, but you want to let them know what you're doing. Whenever someone joins me, I would always say, okay, jump on your email and send every single person you know an individual email. Yep. Not the most time efficient thing, but if they just get a canned one that you sent everyone, they're like, whatever, we don't, he's not where if you're at least checking in with them and letting you know what you're doing, then they're going to be a little bit more inclined to chat with you.
So lean on your circle of influence.
100%. That's number one.
And leverage that.
Yeah.
Open houses are big.
Yeah.
And pick a niche, a specific area geographically, socio-demographic, whatever it may be that works for you, that you're well informed about that specific location.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, if you're working on Kitsilano and someone calls you in Burnaby to list their home, you're going to list it.
Of course.
But you're going to still hyper-focus on some marketing. So you can't market Burnaby, Brentwood, Kits, North Van. You can't, eventually you'll spread naturally. But hone in on a couple targeted areas.
Marketing specifically.
And especially the areas you already know, like where you grew up, where you're from. Those are the areas you're going to know the most about anyways.
How do you feel about surrounding yourself with good, genuine people? Is that why you came to this brokerage, or what was your kind of...
One of the main reasons I came here. So
got it.
I already knew who was here.
Yeah.
And when I was talking to different brokerages, I always look at who's their agents there. And I won't say what companies there are, but there's a couple companies where I was just like, hate's a strong word. I've clashed with several of those realtors and I've had issues and I'm like, why would I want to be around those people? And this is the only brokerage that just doesn't allow those people in. right? So I said, okay, well, I looked at the list here, and I was like, I love this guy, I love her. I was like, like I said, Mike Rapp, Jeff Fitzpatrick. I was like, those are the guys I want to get around now. Those are the guys I've always looked up to in the industry. So myself personally, I wanted to get near them, and I bug Ramp all the time. Most real estate companies' goal is to grow as many people as they can, as quick as they can. This is the complete opposite. It's not your typical business model for real estate brokerages, but that's why I like it, because we're not going to
quality guys.
everyone here is great, right? We all help each other. Like I really like it.
I can see that.
Yeah,
100%.
The biggest thing about real estate that I haven't mentioned yet, and I won't swear, but I use a term when I meet new people, is like, just be ready to get. Like it's hard, and people are going to mess you over, and someone's going to say they're going to use you. Next thing you know, they're listed with someone else. So just be ready. You got to be able to really brush things off your shoulder.
Thick skin.
Thick skin. There it is. I don't have to swear. Your industry you came from, you probably dealt with that all the time.
Absolutely.
And I tell realtors all the time, just get ready. And they're like, why? I'm like, because that's what happens in real estate. Like at the end of the day, if they don't think you're the right guy for their home, whether you're best friends with them or it's your mom or dad, they're going to hire someone else because that's really important for them. So that's one thing I always like to hammer home with people. One of the main things you want to do that I didn't do, and I wish I did, was join the team when I started. A lot of real estate books I've read over the years say the same thing: join a team, join a team. The reason is you're going to learn how to be busy. You're going to learn systems, I've created my own systems, and I'm like, geez, I wish I just met someone 15 years ago and I would have just had them instead of developing them over time. You're going to learn contracts. You're going to have support. You're going to have open houses at your beck and call because they're going to want you to fill them. Like when you join a team, you get that environment that you learn how to be a realtor, but also how to run the business. Because a lot of people just jump into real estate with no business background and they're just winging it. Like that's what I did. Luckily, I went to BCIT, but I feel like if you join a team or at least align yourself with some people, mentors, whatever, you're gonna progress a lot faster on the learning spectrum.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate it.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you. Nice meeting
Okay,
you.
see you guys.
I'll send it off to you.
Yeah, no rush.
Make sure you look good. Thanks. All right, we gotta go. We got that lunch. We're on to our next appointment where we're gonna meet up with two colleagues that I actually started this entire real estate journey with when I first signed up for the exam. You have to do a course. So we are meeting up with Wilfred and Dow. Just kind of want to see how their journey has been. We all got licensed about 5 weeks ago, so just kind of want to see how they've been. What are the main challenges that you guys have faced in the past 2-3 weeks that you feel?
Man, okay, where to begin?
I mean, one of them is the back end stuff. There's been so many delays because of COVID.
Yeah.
You were fortunate, you got your license pretty soon after. Mine came only a few weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And there was a bit more of a delay with the board approval.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm really missing, and I find as a disadvantage, is face-to-face interaction in the learning environment. In this business of face-to-face interaction, it's a huge change.
Yep, definitely.
And it's crucial, so I think that's a setback.
Yep.
At the same time, it opens like different areas. For example, like you're vlogging, which is great because this is like where it's gonna go. This is, I feel like, virtual. So, but my main challenge, from what I've seen, is doing that, like transitioning from what I personally love, which is face-to-face interaction, into the virtual world. So that is in itself a challenge because I'm not used to like vlogging or posting like videos of myself like on a daily basis, and if I do, like I'm self-conscious about it, right?
So that's huge. It literally took me a long time to prep myself just to make sure I don't care about whatever other people think anymore. Just do you.
Have you done anything like this before in the past? So where did the idea come from?
While I was doing the course, I actually followed a realtor around. And then one thing I learned was you need to have separate marketing pillars for yourself. And everyone's doing the social. Some people are doing open houses. Some people are doing Google ads. Some people are doing Facebook ads. So I personally wanted to have 4 pillars for myself. And one of the pillars, I decided was just vlogging. Just because not many people are doing it. Right? So I'm like, so it's actually been working out for me. But the biggest obstacle is we go from being a student now I'm supposed to be an expert the next day. You know what I mean? Like I'll learn quickly and I need to convey confidence in everything I do. That's the biggest issue that I have.
That's really important. That's a very good point. Yeah, because you can't show that, otherwise you're not going to be trustworthy.
Exactly.
And it's hard
But
to
the thing is, I
reputation.
don't know everything. I don't know everything. I really don't.
Nobody does.
But I'm learning. I'm learning. Actually, don't have that in there.
That's the goal that you should keep.
That's very true. It's part of the process.
Yeah.
Anything new, right? I think
Enjoy the journey.
Yeah, fear of something new is making a mistake, doing something wrong, failing. We're all gonna do that. Learn from it, move forward, and not repeat it.
Awesome. I'll see you guys soon.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, sir.
In the week.
Bye.
See you guys.
Take care, Josh. Bye.
What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Hi. How's your day?
Good.
Good. So we're gonna head over to the gym. Sebastian is part of the competition team at Apex Martial Arts. He started when he was 3 years old because a lot of his uncles practice martial arts, and we tried to bring him into jiu-jitsu when he was at 3, but he just wasn't disciplined enough. He wasn't listening well enough when he was 3. So we took him out and I put him back in when he was just 6, just about to turn 7. Then we quickly realized he is naturally very athletic and actually quite strong. And he quickly excelled in that. And he actually went to the World Championships in Los Angeles after 1 year of training. He competed at a gray belt level, but he was only a white belt, and he was close, but he did not medal, which is fine. It was a fantastic learning experience for him. And actually, ever since he started jiu-jitsu, one thing that I really would advise all parents to do is put their kids into martial arts, because the change that I see in my son in terms of his mental fortitude is black and white. And the reason why he's at this gym is because he's surrounded by such good kids. Like, these kids are world champions, but at the same time, they're social, they're well-mannered, they're polite, they're good role models. So I think it really helps Sebastian carve a path for him, something to look forward to. I'll have that, I'll forward that, and that'll be signed, and then the addendum's completed. That means they're gonna take care of everything that I asked for. So what did I learn from that transaction is stay persistent, know your market, and be very detail oriented when it comes to contracts. Because if you miss one thing, even if it's missing a plural, that changes everything. So you have to be meticulous, read your contracts over, know everything there is to know about it. So my goal for the rest of the year is to get 6. So we got 5 more to go, and hopefully I'll get another one tonight.
Really?
We will, right? We will.
Seb's like, I got big Christmas present goals, right? Better have the cash.